Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. Let's check out my poll. And it is, will the Flash movie set up Justice League 2? We will discuss it. Have your say. A very good evening to you. It is 2 minutes to 6 here in Cyprus. All is well. And we've got off to this great start. I don't see any likes. So yes, this is Mick, your host with the most from Movies TV Mad, here live for at least the next hour. Make the most of it. We're talking the Flash movie, we're talking Justice League 2, and we're trying to put the pieces together. We're trying to wonder why DJ, the special effects supervisor who's only worked on Zack's movies in the DCEU prior to the Flash movie, would join this one. It always seemed a bit odd. I think they needed him to set certain things up in this movie. John Haymick, yo John. Because I believe the best thing for this movie would be to set up Zack Snyder's Snyderverse in a pocket universe in this movie. Why the two versions of The Flash? Maybe one for the DCEU Earth 1 and maybe one for the Snyderverse. Is that a clever idea? I think it is. Grace Randolph has teased that they could be reversing the Flash warning to Batfleck from BVS in the Flash movie. Maybe Batfleck somehow finds a way to send out an SOS to Barry Allen for help. And as I predicted ages ago, Barry Allen has to go down, has to try and find Batfleck because he's vanished by the end of the movie. Siesta director, hey Mick, this is the best time for me to watch it. It's noon here. Awesome. I know it's getting restored. Hope and faith, my friend. Hamadaverse Reimagined will end very soon. CJ Loco, yes. Lee's B. Yoon, I watched Batman last night. I give it 4 out of 10. Okay, then. So yes, I do believe things are happening with the Flash movie, but it could be a situation where the Snyderverse and the Hamadaverse could coexist. And I know that's not something that you lot want, but as long as we get the Snyderverse restored, you shouldn't really care. The Batman is a very successful film. We can't change that. I don't want to change that because I like it. But the Batman is a success. And I personally enjoyed it a huge amount, as I love the Snyderverse. I love good films. And I'm an all-round DC fan. Congratulations, happy anniversary to Batman vs. Superman that released today, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 6 years ago. 6 years ago it released today. So happy anniversary to one of the best DC live-action movies I've ever seen. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Tell me your favorite moments from BVS. I think that nightmare scene in IMAX is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. Siesta director, one thing I don't like from Zack Snyder's Justice League was Wonder Woman's song, with it being like opera, but still amazing movie. Oh no, I love that. I love that music. I thought the whole score was amazing. Everyone got a theme, you see. Everyone got a theme. But you still heard Hans Zimmer's original Wonder Woman theme as well. Yeah, Tom Hulkenberg did a great job. A 4-hour movie composing that in such a short space of time as well. John, could they use Grant's Flash in the main DCEU and use Miller's Flash in the Snyderverse? They could absolutely do that. That would be great for Grant. I'm not going to say no. But yeah, it's something they could certainly do if they wanted to. We know up to a few weeks ago they weren't planning on delaying the movie because they were advertising the movie for this year. So something has certainly changed. And I think sooner rather than later, something's going to have to come out. I think if everything's in the garden is rosy, why don't they put together a 3-minute trailer from the Flash movie, right? And give us a trailer. Show us that everything's all right. So yes, the director should have been MOS, the Batman with Ben MOS 2, the Batman 2 with Ben, then BVS. See what I did there? I don't get it. I don't really get it. The Batman's not part of the DC. You're talking about Ben's movie, aren't you? Yes. Well, Ben didn't get his movie, I'm afraid. And I would love to see Ben's movie. It's great, but that doesn't change the fact that the Batman's a great movie. Matt Reeves has been a huge supporter of Zack Snyder, so no one within our fandom should have a problem with Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves was one of the first people to congratulate Zack on the Snyder Cut. The Batman's a title, but the film is totally independently Matt's. He hasn't stolen anything. It's his idea. It's his vision. Good evening. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Smash the like button. Check out my poll. Will the Flash movie set up Justice League 2? John, I would prefer Grant's Flash as the main Flash in the DCEU going forward. It'll certainly be interesting. It's a Flash that we all know and love, so it will be cool. We'll have to wait and see what they do. And of course, things are changing all the time. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if that's the thing. Nicolas Cage has said he would love to play Superman in a cameo role, but Nick is saying yes to everything right now, so we need to be aware of that as well. He could have already shot a cameo for the Flash movie. Who knows? My name is Mick. I'm here live and exclusive here on Movies TV Mad. Tyler Caggle, greetings and salutations, Mick. Greetings to you, Tyler. Smash a like, please. See us, the director. Man of Steel, the Batman with Ben Affleck. Man of Steel 2 leading into BVS in the DCEU. Thank you for that effing notification. Go away. Right. Man of Steel 2 leading into BVS. That's DCEU before Matt Reeves ever came on board. Ben Affleck's original movie was going to be called The Batman. Yes, and that's all great. It means you disagree with Zack Snyder, though, that you wanted Ben's Batman before BVS. So that's interesting. Yes, they're both called The Batman, but we all know what The Batman was going to be about. Ben's movie, totally different to Matt Reeves' movie. Fact. And I mean, when you're doing a franchise like Zack is, you've got to get on with the people you're working for, I'm afraid. John, watched your video earlier today, and I would like to see James Gunn do a Deathstroke series or movie. I think it's coming, John. I think it's blatantly obvious what Joe Manganiello is hinting on his Instagram profile. James has said his next project is a darker project. So, Deathstroke. Either that, or it's Capaldi's The Thinker, a prequel maybe, which would be really dark. I would like to see James Gunn come out of his comfort zone, lesser comedy, see what he can do. But yes, thanks for watching the video, John. And I think, yeah, definitely if he does Deathstroke, it will be unprecedented. And there'll be a big reaction. Some people will be angry because they feel that's Zack's character, but Zack would have to give his permission. So if it's getting done, is with Zack's approval. It would also point to that maybe Zack is restoring the Snyderverse, if you think about it. So a couple of weeks' time, James Gunn will be announcing something, and it's going to be very interesting now to find what that is. See, as the director, it's building up each character's stories, and BVS would have been more acceptable because BVS was rushed by WB. BVS was not rushed by WB at all. I'll tell you exactly what happened. It's a brilliant film. Zack doesn't rush his movies. But unfortunately, it was marketed incorrectly. It was marketed like a film that it wasn't. It wasn't being honest, the marketing in what the film was. People went to see it and didn't expect to get that film. And obviously, they cut half an hour, which is definitely down to WB. But that film wasn't rushed. That film is in fine condition. Now, maybe, BVS shouldn't be the next movie. I don't think that changes the perception. It was marketed dishonestly. It was marketed like a popcorn chomping movie that's about Batman and Superman fighting. That's not what the film is about. The marketing hurt the movie. The kind of marketing we should have got was like the Logan marketing at Fox. It was honest. This is the movie we're making. If you don't like it, you can't watch it. It's like what Matt Reeves was saying. This is the Batman movie I'm making. You can join us and enjoy it, or don't if it's not your cup of tea. WB and Zack should have been a lot more forthcoming about what the film was. And they wasn't. Maybe WB didn't allow Zack to do that. But it did sound like they were making a popcorn chomping, fight fest. Who will win? The issue was with the marketing. They were scared of the movie WB because they'd had a fright with the first reaction to the film, Man of Steel making 650, which was a problem to them. But something tells me if Superman didn't break someone's neck in Man of Steel would have crept up to about maybe $1 billion. John, whatever James Gunn DC project is, when do you think we will see it on our screens? Oh, well, he's doing Guardians 3 right now, isn't he, John? So you're talking about a very long time. Probably he's got another few months doing Guardians. Then he'll do VFX, probably take him into early part of next year. So I don't think, like Zack and the Snyderverse, I can't see him being ready until next fall, maybe just before the end of the summer of next year. So we all know we've got a bit of a while to wait, but clearly they want to announce it. That's interesting. So you wouldn't probably see that on your screens to 2024, would you? But my kind of thing, my priority now is to see these movies on our screens. Black Adam, Shazam, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and this Flash movie. That changes everything. We need to see this, if this is still the plan. And when a studio pulls the rug out from its audience, from underneath its audience, then the audience is going to start saying, what's wrong with this movie? What's going on with this movie? I think we need a Flash trailer to calm us all down. A 3-minute Flash trailer. Put it together. Show the world you've got something special. See, as the director, I disagree. MCU did 2 Captain America and 2 Iron Man before the fault at Civil War. WB rushed, and that's why we never got a Batman solo with Ben. Can't rush it. Got to build it up. Look at End Game. Right. See, as the director, this is my personal opinion and you're entitled to yours, but I couldn't give a shit what the MCU do. I don't want DC doing what the MCU do. Yes. Would the logical decision be to make lots of origin movies, then BVS, and then Justice League? Of course, but that's not what they did. Yes, they wanted a BVS out first. But then, my friend, you'd be saying, oh, no, they released that Batman movie and we didn't get BVS in the end. And Zack told us he was going to make a Batman versus Superman movie. Oh, my God, we didn't get a Batman versus Superman movie. Whatever way you look at it, it's the same thing. Yes, it makes logical sense for Batfleck to have his Batman kind of standalone movie first. But it kind of worked. They set him up pretty well in that movie anyway. You know, I could complain about, you know, Death in the Family being done by Zack Snyder off screen. I think that's a dumb thing to do. It's such an iconic story. You know, there's lots of ways we can complain, but I don't look at the MCU and go, look at the MCU. Look at End Game, a rip-off of Back to the Future 2, one of the most unoriginal comic book movies ever. Don't talk to me about End Game. Don't talk to me about End Game. The only thing valid about that movie is the final act. And what about flipping Thor killing Thanos and us seeing, a prequel Thanos at the end of the movie? Dumb, dumb, dumb. Professor Hulk, dumb. If the DCEU did these things, it'll be, what about MCU? Look what they do. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. The DCEU may not be the most constructive franchise, but it's got better films all in than the MCU. It's about the films for me. I go to watch films. And ultimately, MOS, BVS, even the Suicide Squad movie, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Snyder Cut, Aquaman, Shazam, those films, I think, are better than anything in the MCU. Now, the other two movies are middling, Monday afternoon movies, but they're just about the same as the middling MCU movies anyway. John, are you looking forward to the Batgirl movie? Very much so, John. Unfortunately, if it's on HBO Max, I don't know how I'm going to see it. But yes, I am very excited to see that film. And now they're finishing shooting it at the end of the month, we should be more clearer. I think they're going to move it to theatres, and I don't think it's going to be on HBO Max. We shall see. We shall see. CS the director, don't get me wrong. I like DC more, but WB is sloppy. They rush things and hop around. I don't blame Zack Snyder. I blame WB. Yes, Endgame is a mess, but they know how to establish characters. Well, they do, but the way they establish characters is pretty easy and one-dimensional, isn't it? I mean, listen, Marvel is the most successful franchise ever, and the whole world sees that as amazing. The best films that makes the most money. I don't see it like that. I see a bunch of films. I see Stock Aitken and Waterman, the old Hit Factory with Rick Astley, etc. Every film is another version of the same film. And the world loves it. And the world's celebrating that. And that's great. But for me, they're in my cabinet. But they're nothing special. Lee Bijou, DC movies have the potential to be massive movies, just have to be made properly. Well, I think most of the movies in the DCEU were made properly. Very good movies. But it's not about money. It's not about how much money you make. Not for me. In 50 years' time, people will still be talking about the classic DC movies. And the only thing they'll be saying about the MCU is how much money it made, and comparing one box office to the other. It's a franchise. It's a successful franchise, the MCU. But that's all it is. It's like a train that keeps on hurtling towards you. I'm just bored of it. I'm bored of the MCU. It's boring. It doesn't inspire me. I mean, I think Phase 1 was amazing. And they actually made films like films. And it was great. Phase 2 was okay. Look, the Thanos stuff, the Thanos era was great. Once Robert Downey Jr. left and, Chris Evans, it's just boring now. There's nothing there. It's just one film after the other. They're making a Black Panther film without the actor who died. They do some great things, but there's not even rewatchability in the stuff that they make. Hawkeye, what a load of crap. Peacemaker is actually a great start to DCEU streaming, if you ask me, and a lot of people enjoyed it. CS the director. Marvel connects, but DCEU doesn't. We have Joker, the Batman, and even those don't connect. Great movies, but why not connect them? To me, it makes no sense. Oh, well, it makes perfect sense to me, CS the director. DCS, the director, MCU ended all at End Game. Now I'm no longer interested. They mighty will fall. Well, the thing is, CS the director, not everything has to connect. That's because Kevin Feige's raised you on these connections, right? The Batman can be in its own universe. It can be its own cinematic universe. Not everything has to connect with everything else. You know, because you don't give anyone any breathing space, and you have to watch every bloody movie to get it. Oh my God, my feed's crap, isn't it? Oh my God. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, Andrew 118 XX. I remember seeing the DC Fandom Flash teaser. There were two Barry Allens. Do you have any theories as to why? Yes. One could be Reverse Flash, or one could be going to the DCEU Earth 1 eventually, and one could be going to the Snyderverse. Maybe. John, if they ever do a Marvel DC crossover movie, who would be your choice to direct it? Oh, interesting. Well, someone who actually understands both universes. It will be a difficult decision. Who controls it? People will say the MCU. Feige, because he knows what he's doing, but I wouldn't necessarily. I think that's something that will be doomed to fail. There'll be too many disagreements. I think DC, we need to get this DC up and running before we do anything like that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm a bit delayed. That's annoying. So we have 10 votes on my poll. Will the Flash movie set up Justice League? Yes, 30%. No, 70%. CS the director. When it doesn't connect as a director myself, I think of how confused my audience will be. This is why our fandom is so divided. That's my point of view. That's not my point of view. Why would you be confused when you watch the Batman because it doesn't connect to the DCEU? That actually doesn't make any sense, personally. Who's confused that the Joker movie doesn't connect to the DCEU? Did it stop it from making $1 billion, CS the director? As I say, you've been raised by Feige on this connective tissue. You know, I grew up with movies. That one movie didn't have anything to do with the others. They were original. We had variety. Now, all you lot want is connectivity and franchises. It's no good. It's destroying the industry. You as a director should appreciate that. Android 108 in XX. I would hate for there to be a DC Marvel crossover. I can't explain why, but it'll be a room thing. Well, listen, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Nothing really interests me from Marvel. The only Marvel character I'd like to cross over with would be Hulk. The rest of them bore the living fuck out of me. Spider-Man's interesting, but yeah. And the problem is with Spider-Man, he's owned by Sony and not Disney. Look at the MCU last year. Made some very middling films, and really it was Spider-Man No Way Home that dug them out of a hole. Reno Jack, if they want to bring back Ben Affleck, they should also cast Matt Damon in some form. They always work well together. What do you think, Mick? Well, they're very good friends. They, both wrote Good Will Hunting together, obviously. Be great to see them together. I don't know what you would do with Matt Damon. You could make him a villain. It's interesting. He's a bit too recognizable, though. Probably a cameo. CS the director. Now I see why they're calling it the Worlds of DC. Exactly. That's what they were calling it, yeah. Because that's in the comics, that's what it is. The Worlds of DC. The multiverse. There's different Earths. That's what a real multiverse is. Not what Feige's doing at the MCU. That's just cameo. That's just cameo bait. That's all it is. Like Doctor Strange and the, what's it called? The multiverse of cameo. The cameos of madness. John The Rock said in an interview he would like to see a Marvel DC crossover movie. John, They've got a microphone in their face and they get asked a question and they just answer it. It doesn't mean anything. That's what I said about Nicolas Cage. He's saying yes to everything. He's just being asked. I think the last thing we want at this moment in time is that crossover. We need to get our own movies. You know, that kind of crossover, as I say, doesn't really interest me. First of all, we need to keep on making good films. You'd have to do it properly. You'd have to have some kind of arc, a tear in the fabric of, you know, reality or something like that. Make it interesting. Brainiacs, you know, invaded the Marvel universe, you know, or something like that. Interesting. But it will take a lot of hard work, and both companies will take a long time to negotiate these things. So it's not that easy. Reno Jack, I could see Matt Damon as Two-Face alongside Affleck. I agree they would have to do something to make him less recognizable. Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't see it, but we'll see. You never know. You never know. I mean, they did used to joke that Matt might play Robin, but obviously that was never going to happen. I think Two-Face would be cool. I think he could be a great older Oliver Queen, an older Oliver Queen. That would be kind of cool. And he's Oliver Queen and Batman's Batfleck becoming friends and something like that. Now, I think that would work. Andrew 180 XX. Have you heard of Biker Mice? Loved it as a kid. Never heard of it. I've heard of Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse! He's amazing! Danger Mouse! Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. 8 viewers, 5 likes. Check out my poll. Will the Flash movie set up Justice League 2? I think yes. And I've explained how they're going to do it. John, the Flash is going to be full of cameos, just like Doctor Strange 2. Just like Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home. But yes, it's a big cameo movie, but it's not just a cameo movie. This resets an entire franchise. Everything will be remembered. Nothing will be forgotten, but they are starting from scratch. So it's interesting how they're going to do this. And it's, you know, you look at the reputation of the director, hasn't done much. Christina Hodgson has written this movie. It's a bit of an odd way to go. I think they're changing the director. I've said it before, I've said it again. The director and his producer sister are very quiet. I think they may go back to start shooting in April or May, maybe even an entire movie. I think they're going to sack the Machetes. I think that Flash movie is getting a new writer and a director. CS the director, Biker Mice from Mars. It was an awesome cartoon show. I'd never heard of it. Yeah, slightly delayed. Look. That's annoying. Come in, please subscribe. Have your say. Is Man of Steel better than Iron Man? Yes. Is Batman vs. Superman better than Iron Man 2? Yes. Is Suicide Squad better than The Incredible Hulk? Probably not, but I still like the Suicide Squad movie. Is Wonder Woman better than the next Marvel movie? Yes. Although I do like Captain America, the first Avenger, but I do love Wonder Woman. So I think both those movies are very, very equal. Whatever comes next, Justice League. Is Justice League, the Snyder Cut, better than the first Avengers movie? I think it is. But Marvel did it first. They got in there. And, they're a trend. It's as simple as that. I don't like that, but they are. They're just a trend. And for people who say, the DCEU should be like the MCU, that idea just bores me. What Snyder was doing was so authentic and so interesting. And I think if Snyder carried on doing that, in the end, people would have said, hang on a minute, look at what he's doing here. This is amazing. But people never gave it a chance because it wasn't the MCU. That's the problem. Everything has to be like the MCU. I'm so bored of it. And I just can't wait till their movies start failing because I'm so bored of them. The MCU, I can't wait. Even these flipping journalists, I can't wait to this MCU movie. I can't wait to that MCU movie. Boring. Android 108XX, Pink Panther, Danger Mouse, Top Cat, Flintstones, and Thunderbirds. Those were great. They were. The Smurfs, Masters of the Universe, the original cartoon. I am pretty convinced that the Flash movie is setting up Justice League 2, actually. If they hadn't been advertising the Flash movie for 2022 a week before they cancelled it, I would have said, yeah, it's VFX. But no, it was so sudden. It was so random. Something has happened. And I will stand on that boat and I effing well balance on that boat. VFX. I used to love the Pink Panther cartoon. Reno Jack, do you find it coincidence that the MCU puts on Morbius based on a bat-like character shortly after the Batman came out? No, I don't think that's what they were up to there. But I do think that's why Feige put out Moon Knight. Moon Knight is literally supposed to be Batman in the MCU in a way, right? And I think that's why they were trying to do that. I think people will watch Moon Knight and they'll think it's okay, but I don't think it's going to capture the imagination like some people think. Siesta Director, this is why we need Jurassic World to cross over with the Fast Saga. We need something new and more ridiculous. No, we just need individual movies without franchises. Markle Swinging, I want a connected universe for DC, but it doesn't have to be exactly like Marvel. It should be nothing like Marvel. I like what Snyder was doing. It was interesting. It was unique. It was gods against gods. John, do you think Doctor Strange 2 will make a lot of money? Yes. I think it will probably make around Spider-Man No Way Home money. It's because it's the multiverse of cameos, isn't it? And that's what these people go to see, cameos. So, yeah, of course it's going to be successful. Even I'm interested in that movie. I'm probably more excited about Sonic 2 than any of these Marvel movies. Android 180XX. So do you think the Flash movie delay is for reshoots to have Flash to set up GL2? Or is this was already going to happen before this delay? Well, that's a good question. I don't know. What I do know is Android 118XX, as I've already said, the Flash movie was delayed a week before they were advertising it for this year, right? That's suspicious. The director has said nothing, and his sister, the producer, hasn't posted on Instagram since. I think they've been sacked. Mackie Swinging, I'm not really a fan on Snyder's take of DC characters personally. Yeah, well, everyone's different for sure. I'm sure I would love a Bruce Timm kind of animated universe type of live action universe, but they didn't choose him to do it. I certainly think it was a mistake to have Snyder run a central universe. I think that's where the mistake is. Because Snyder doesn't care about the mainstream audience. He doesn't care about the diehards who want the characters in a certain way. He had his vision. And it could have been in an Elseworld, but really he wasn't the right man to set up the DCEU. And I concede to that, but I still love his movies. I think he's a sensational, visionary director. Reno J. MCU fans probably want a Batman with Keaton, Bale, and Pattinson playing patty cake so they can get their rocks off over the cameos, lol. No, they wouldn't want that because it'll be too successful, but I know what you mean. It's all about cameos, isn't it? It's boring. It is boring. Fake destroyed the Incredible Hulk. No one talks about it. This man who can do whatever he wants and nobody criticizes him. And it's amazing. I'm very sad what's happened to movies in the industry, that all we've got is this one cinematic universe. It's very sad. Android 118XX, which director would you have wanted to start the DCEU 2013? Well, no director should be running a franchise, right? That's not how it works. But who would I have liked to direct the first Superman movie? Well, look, there's a lot of people out there who would love to tackle Superman. It's really a difficult situation. First of all, you need someone writing Superman who knows and loves the character. The Wonder Woman comic book writer Alan Heinberg wrote a great screen story because he knows the character. So that's what something like that should have happened. And so, necessarily, if someone else, if a comic book man writes it, Snyder could have still directed it, but there's lots of people who could direct a great Superman movie. There's been lots of kind of directors who have got like pitches and stuff like that. It has to be modern. It has to be modern, but obviously for some people, Man of Steel isn't the way to do a Superman movie. I mean, Android 118XX, which director would you choose? I mean, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Reno Jack, who wins in a fight? Arnie in Commando or Rambo? Rambo. Android 118XX. I loved Incredible Hulk. It was like DC's version of Hulk. It could have been its separate thing. They can still do it because it's a different actor playing Banner. Well, it's all part of the MCU now. So, I mean, I like Ang Lee's Hulk movie as well. But unfortunately, audiences don't like revolutionary, visionary directors, I'm afraid. More people will be talking about those two Hulk movies than most of the MCU movies in 30 to 50 years' time. I can assure you that. Are you new to the channel? Are you tempted to subscribe? Please do. Stop fighting your temptations. I think the MCU started well with the best of intentions, but for me, it's outstayed its welcome. Siesta director, I think it would be nice if Andy was canned and someone else was brought in. His It 2 movie wasn't good. Well, listen, I don't think it would be good for a director to lose his job, Siesta director. Again, you as a director shouldn't want someone to be sacked. I don't want him to be sacked, but I think that's what's happened. They made the decision to have him there. It wasn't his vision. It wasn't his idea. He's just directing a movie that's already been written for him. So he's a studio director in a way. So clearly, I think this is what's happening because it's gone too quiet. And when something goes this quiet from the director and his producer sister, there's definitely a problem. There's something going on. And this will have to be announced sooner rather than later. There's a lot of things that have to change. Christina Hodgson should never have been writing that film. I don't even know if the multiverse strategy idea is going to go ahead. I don't know. Reno Jack, they should have never remade it, in my opinion. The original is too classic. And Tim Curry's performance is timeless. Oh, I love Timmy. What an actor. I love him in Home Alone 2. Fucking cracks me up. No, I think It Chapter 1 is great. It Chapter 2 isn't in the heights of the first one, but that would have been asking a lot. I think they're a good couple of movies, but yeah, that's a kind of debate about reboots. But if you want me to add to my theory that maybe they're not going to do the multiverse anymore, basically, I don't think Shazam: Fury of the Gods and Black Adam is affected by Flashpoint, and I think that's why they're coming up next. Andrew in 118, where do you rank the Marvel movies from Iron Man 1 to End Game? That would mean I would have to remember all of them. But we can do that. It's a bit of fun. Stay there. I'll get them if I can. Stay there. Keep typing. Right, you're going to have to give me a moment to sort them out. Right, this is going to be difficult. I better shut that cupboard because there's a breeze. So what should we say? Right, hang on. CS the director. The one original is still creepy and awesome. Mick, what do you think of Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That needs a reboot. I've never seen it. John, if they have changed the Flash director, I doubt the movie will come out next year. That's true. Although, think about it, right? If they start, imagine, right, if they rewrite it, right? And they change a few things, and they go out, let's say in May, and they shoot it for 6 months, right? June, July, August, September, October, November. They've shot it for 6 months, right? Think about it. So 6 months. So what did I say? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, December. And then they would have till next June to do the VFX and stuff. And yes, maybe they'd have to delay it a little bit more, but maybe they could do it. Maybe it doesn't need canning altogether. I don't know, but something's definitely going on. So here we go. Let's start. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie. Chris Evans would be my Superman if Henry Cavill wasn't our Superman. This guy surprised me. I saw him in Fantastic Four. I love the Fantastic Four movies. This is my favorite one. CS the director. WB back to its old days. This is how they do director-driven. Well, there are director-driven movies. There, obviously, Matt Reeves' The Batman is very director-driven. Todd Phillips' The Joker movie, very director-driven. But yeah, I mean, WB away from comic books do. Denis Villeneuve's Dune. He got everything he wanted. He had the freedom to do his movies. Getting a sequel. He's getting HBO Max stuff. So there are director-driven stuff. But it's difficult when you're doing a comic book franchise and you can see Marvel leading the way. And you keep on being reactive, that's the problem. So it's not that easy. And, the MCU is not director-driven, is it? Anyway, so Captain America, The Winter Soldier. I'm then going to go Captain America, The First Avenger as my second MCU movie. You'll be surprised at that. So, hang on a minute. Right. Then I'm going to go Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 as my third. Right. So, at the moment, 1, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Captain America, the First Avenger, number 2. And number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Right. We have to find it now. Reno Jack, Low, I can't see Chris Evans without thinking of Not Another Teen Movie. Maybe that's just me. Never seen it. Lucky me, right? So, at number 4, Avengers Infinity War. So that's fourth. My fourth, no, hang on. Yeah, my fifth favourite is Avengers Infinity War. So what's next? Next, I'm putting Incredible Hulk. So what do we do next? Right. And then it's slim pickings. I think I would probably put Black Panther next. CES, the director, Chris Evans with a banana split. You see, I've never seen this film, so it doesn't matter to me. What do we do next? Thor Ragnarok is next. Avengers Assemble is next. God, this is difficult, isn't it? They're not actually very good films. This is the problem. Doctor Strange, the first one, is next. Avengers End Game is next. Avengers Age of Ultron is next. Chris Evans with CS the director. Which did you like more, Deadpool 1 or 2? Oh, 1. 2 was good, but hang on a minute, right? So we're going to have to say. So where would I put Spider-Man No Way Home then? Because that is part of the MCU. So actually, we'll say. I know where I'll put it. Yeah, I know where I'll put it anyway. So, where are we? Captain America Civil War is next. Or should I call it the MCU meets Batman versus Superman? There really is some poor movies, isn't there? For the Dark World is next. No, actually, it's not next. No, it's not. No, it's not. We'll put the first 4 next. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I think, is next. They're my last ones. Right. Shang-Chi is next. Captain Marvel is next. Spider-Man Homecoming is next. Spider-Man Far From Home is next. Iron Man 3 is next. John, have you seen the Punishers movie with Thomas Jane, and what did you think of it? Sorry, John, it's another one I'm going to have to say I've never seen it. Wow. I feel so bad. Right, For the Dark World is next. Iron Man 2 is next. Ant-Man is next. Black Widow is next. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, who seems to be standing in front of the main character for some reason. I'm guessing it's what's between her two thighs. Anyway, that's next. So, let's count them down. This is my ranking of the MCU. So I think at the very beginning, I'm going to say Spider-Man, No Way Home. That's my top pick. Then it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Then it's Captain America, the First Avenger. It's then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. It's then the first Iron Man. It's then Avengers Infinity War, which is number 5. Number 6 is The Incredible Hulk. Number 7 is Black Panther. Number 8 is Thor Ragnarok. Number 9 is Avengers Assemble. Number 10 is Doctor Strange. Number 11 is Avengers End Game. I forgot the number I was on now anyway. The next one is Avengers Age of Ultron. The next one is Captain America Civil War. The next one is Thor, the first Thor. The next one is Guardians Volume 2. The next one is Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. The next one is Captain Marvel. The next one is Spider-Man Homecoming. The next one is Spider-Man Far From Home. The next one is Iron Man 3. The next one is For the Dark World. The next one is Iron Man 2. The next one is Ant-Man. The one after that is Black Widow. And the worst MCU film, in my opinion, is Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that is my MCU ranking. Thank you very much. I did that very quickly, didn't I? So where are we? Siesta Director, are you a fan of Alien versus Predator? Very forgettable. And which do you like more, the aliens or Predators? I prefer the aliens, but for me, there's only 2 aliens movies, and it's Alien and Aliens. That's it. Liebe ist jung. My thoughts are more interesting than most of them films. Yeah. You know, I've basically called those films out to you. I've said all their titles, and now you can see how bare the MCU is. Ben Pottimer, I totally agree. I put Iron Man a little higher, but great picks. Yeah, listen, Iron Man's a great film because it's a film. It works. It's a brilliant film. It probably is one of the best. But I've got a soft spot for both those Captain America films. Android 180 double X. Didn't think you'd have the whole collection. Are you disappointed in me? Yeah, I mean, listen, I collect these films. I watch them now and again, but they don't mean anything to me. You know, they're not proper films. They're not proper films. They're not Born on the 4th of July. They don't mean to me what The Accused does, or Silence of the Lambs, or Oliver Stone's JFK, or Born on 4th of July, or A Few Good Men. They're not special movies. Brian Branch, do you they will use Deathstroke for DCEU or Matt Reeves' Batman universe? I think James Gunn's going to be working with Joe Manganiello and Deathstroke. Reno Jack, have you ever heard the story of how James Cameron pitched his idea for Aliens? Was it another a bullshit nightmare, but really it was someone else's story, like Terminator? I don't know. Why don't you tell us, Reno Jack? Android $118. Captain America 2 is my favorite MCU movie. It's amazing. Yeah, you know what? I think my ranking is pretty bang on, really, in quality. I mean, Ant-Man 2 shouldn't be near anyone's top list. Um, I feel sorry for Paul Rudd because he does a good job. Ben Pottimer, James Cameron was a truck driver with no experience in directing. Yes, and George Lucas's Star Wars inspired him to quit his job and become a director, according to him. John, are you going to watch the Mario movie when it comes out? No, unless it's for free. Android $118. Captain America 2 is my favorite Marvel movie. So good. It was raw and so natural because it's a proper film. Yes, Black Widow's in it. But her and Chris, what's her name? I forgot her bloody name now. Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans, great chemistry. They should have coupled them up. Much better than putting her and Ruffalo together. Brandon Brunch, and I love that shirt. Cool. Well, thank you very much. Reno Jack, he came to the pitch meeting with a whiteboard. He wrote down the word alien, and then he changed it to aliens. Wow. Lee B. Yoon, what was your favorite Superman movie? What was your favorite Superman movie of all time? Listen, it's very difficult for me because I do like Man of Steel. I like Superman Returns. I even like Superman 3 and 4. It has to be between Man of Steel and Superman the movie. And Superman the movie was one of the first films I ever saw. It's the reason I love Superman. So Superman the movie is my favorite Superman movie because I love Man of Steel, but Superman the movie sums up who Superman is. Now, whether you like what Superman's like in Superman the movie, it makes no difference. That's Superman. That is Superman. Now, Cavill's Superman is a modern-day Superman created by a director and some writers. But Reeve is Superman. Simple as that. People may not like that, but that's what Superman, this is what they created him to become. But I would go deeper on what Superman is. I would adapt the original Action Comics. And I spoke about that the other day in a video. Siesta Director, I still haven't seen Ant-Man 1 and 2. Doctor Strange, not my cup of tea. Don't blame you. Reno Jack, emphasis on the dollar sign in Aliens. Ben Pottimeyer, Ridley Scott did Alien. Cameron did Aliens, the second movie. That's right. Look, when I was a young boy, my dad used to say, they don't make movies how they used to. And I used to say, oh, Dad, your day's over. And now I'm echoing the same shit. They have fucking destroyed the movie industry. It's shit. All we've got is the damn MCU. That's all we've got. Cameo, Easter eggs, cameo, Easter eggs. I've had enough. I've had enough. I don't want it anymore. That's all we've got in the movie industry. Cameos, Easter eggs, post-credit scenes. Don't you people want more? Isn't it driving you crazy? Oh, Jesus Christ. I grew up on Marlon fucking Brando as Superman's dad. Sir Alec Guinness as a mentor for Luke Skywalker. I saw Jack Nicholson scream, you want answers? You can't handle the truth. Fucking legendary. The Accused. My God, and now all we've got are cameos and Easter eggs. It's depressing, man. Sister Director, did you ever see Con Air with Cage? That's awesome. Yeah. Proper fucking movie. Where men were allowed to be hard and tough. But now we're not allowed because that means we're toxic males, right? John, here's my Superman list. Superman 2, Superman 3. Wow. That is some very interesting list. Let's start again. You know, I love Superman. Superman's my man, right? Superman 2, brilliant movie. Superman the movie. So you're going Superman 2, Superman the movie, Superman 3, Man of Steel, Superman Returns. Very interesting list. But what about Superman 4? Android 180XX. Which DC villain would you like to see that hasn't been on? Which DC villain would you like to see that hasn't been on screen? No Batman Rose Gallery. Easy. Manchester Black. He's amazing in the Superman versus the Elite. I like him. And the way they did him in the animated movie, I would really like that. I'd really like to see him. Siesta Director, the hypocrisy of this society. The movie industry is dead. I love superhero movies, I do. But we need more, everyone. It can't be all. The MCU can't be the be-all and end-all. It's crazy what they've done. They've killed an industry. In 97, we had Titanic. We all sat in cinemas, seeing the Titanic going down. It was sensational. What have we got now? Manry Mail, Batman and Superman are still alpha males and they should remain that way, even in this era of looking down on being manly. Well, you know what? I don't think Superman is an alpha to a point. He's very pure. Batman definitely is. Braden Brunch, I don't know about you all, but I would love to see Kurt Russell come back for another Escape from New York movie. But you know what, Brian? Yeah, but the people who work in Hollywood now would just fuck it up. Man, real man, the MCU is all about agenda pushing these days. It's just boring. It's boring. You know, hearing about the 100th MCU project doesn't, it doesn't excite me. It doesn't get my loins going. Reno Jack, no appetite for original scripts anymore, sadly. It's dead. I'm just happy that I've got a collection of whatever I want, that I can go to Prime or Netflix and watch good movies. I grew up in a great era, the 80s, the 90s, the early noughties, for TV and film. It's dead now. These extreme leftists have killed it, and there's no talent in Hollywood anymore. And it all started in the early noughties where all the talent was making TV like 24 and Lost, and they were leaving movies. Would you go away? What's this? Watch Neurotics live in 30 minutes. Amazon deletes Lord of the Rings fans. Right, go away. Right. What do you think will happen to the movie industry during World War III? Will people still watch movies? Well, Android 180XX, hopefully we don't have World War III. But I think people used to watch, in World War II, people listened to the radio and things like that. So, yeah, people would still, I don't know how it would work. But yeah, there would be an industry there. It would certainly change. Lee Bijun, are you for or against changing the original look of legendary characters for minorities? Also, I don't even mean race or gender. I was against Daniel Craig being James Bond. Daniel Craig, when he was cast, didn't bother me because I knew nothing about him. It's only when I found out that he was another SJW who hates his own gender and literally demanded that his Bond wouldn't be in the original kind of the original Bonds and be a new Bond that I knew what we were dealing with. Casino Royale, he's amazing in that film. The other movies, forget it. It's a shit era. Thank God he's not part of the original franchise now. So am I against changing the original look of legendary characters? Listen, I don't mind that Cavill doesn't have the spit curl. I'm fine with it. I don't think it has to be exactly the same, no. As long as the actor and the stories work for me, I'm fine. Manuel Mayo, at least DC, even though they are not perfect, makes something different, unlike the MCU making everything feel boringly similar. Exactly. John, I did not put Superman 4 on my list because I have only seen it once and I cannot remember it. Go watch it. It's not the best of movies, but go watch it. I think you may find it. Okay. Siesta Director, do you think with everything going on streaming, will theatres eventually fade out? Siesta director, I really hope so. Right now, no, but they have reduced the release window. Ultimately, we are heading to a depressing world where everything's on streaming. I think you're right. Android 118XX. Pierce Brosnan was my James Bond during childhood. Great Bond, great man. He's going to be a great Dr. Fate. But you know what, Siesta director? You know how we stop this? By not, using streaming as much as we do. We need to object. But we don't, because it's easy to go on streaming. And that's the problem. When they did self-tills in shops, we didn't argue. It's all our fucking fault. Our world's gone to pot. The internet runs our world. Google fucking owns us. Google owns YouTube, doesn't it? Oh, very sad world. Very sad. Roger Moore was my favourite Bond, and he was my dad's best friend. So, very good. In fact, Roger Moore convinced my dad to bank with Lloyd's Bank. But Roger Moore was a great man, probably the nicest man who ever played Bond. But Roger Moore was a cool Bond. I love him. I love him. But Pierce Brosnan's a great Bond. And what happens next with Bond, We know where we're going with this now. It's going to be very SJW. They were calling out toxic masculinity during the marketing of No Time to Die. We know where these people are taking James Bond. This is a message to the people who run James Bond. James Bond is a fucking toxic male, and we like him like that. That's what makes him fun. That's what makes him interesting. There are toxic males out there. That's life. Lee's been young. Yes, same. I will always see Pierce Brosnan's face when someone says James Bond. That's awesome. I actually think of Roger Moore, which is cool. The things that we loved, they're trying to tear them down. But they can't destroy anything for you. The Last Jedi can't destroy A New Hope. It can't. You just don't treat it as a Star Wars film and it's dead. Just watch A New Hope. George's 6 films are Star Wars. Clone Wars and Star Wars and, Star Wars Rebels. That's Star Wars to me. The rest of it isn't Star Wars. Android 118XX. Everything that has a beginning has an end. Well, that's true in life. It doesn't have to be in film. Lee Bijou, my mum and granddad favourite Bond was Sean Connery. Oh, yeah. A great actor. Well, not a great actor, but a great Bond. Probably not the nicest of people, but he bragged about hitting women, so not a very nice man. But definitely a great Bond. Lee Bijou, he's not even toxic. That's the funny thing, love. He's not literally toxic, but he's how they would describe a toxic male. But that's what his traits, right? That man's traits are popular and make money, but they don't want young boys looking up to him. That's the problem. This is where we are now. This is where we are. So if you're on my live and you haven't pressed like, that's very disappointing. John, did you enjoy 007 GoldenEye, and what did you think of Sean Bean as a villain? I love GoldenEye. It was a first great movie for Pierce Brosnan, and actually Sean Bean is one of my favourite villains. Sean Bean has got great quality. They always kill him off in everything he does, though. That's a running joke, isn't it? Yeah, GoldenEye, John's a great movie, really is. I love On a Top. You see, they wouldn't do On a Top today. She can do that to me any day. We know, Jack, what is your favourite Tarantino film? Oh, wow. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I think I like, what's it fucking called? I can't remember what it's called now. I can't believe I forgot what the blooming movies are called. Oh, yeah, that's it. My favourite thing from Tarantino is Kill Bill 1 and 2. It's the best thing. I think it's the best thing he's ever done. I love Pulp Fiction. I love the rest of them. We should rank them one day. I don't actually have... Isn't that disgusting? I haven't got Tarantino's movies, but I've got the MCU. I'm actually disgusted in myself. I definitely need to do something about it, John. Our favourite Tarantino movie is From Dusk Till Dawn. It's amazing. He's an amazing director. He's really... Another one you wouldn't say is the perfect human being, but he's very talented. Lee B. Union. I've never seen Kill Bills. Oh, my God. Yeah, he's never made a... Look, the guy's never made a bad film. The guy's amazing. He really is. Android 118XX. How did you feel when Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4 was cancelled? I was devastated. Did you enjoy Spider-Man 3? I did. Yeah, listen, Spider-Man 3 is good. They clearly interfered with that movie. It was going to be a much better movie, but I don't hate it like other people do. They should have allowed Raimi to do the fourth movie, but they obviously fell out at that stage, and they lost kind of faith in him. They made a mistake. So, yeah, I was very upset by that. See, as the director, we need another Ocean's 13 type movie that connected the way before the MCU ever did. Do we? Do we need everything to connect, mate? Really? Don't you just want to see a movie that's not connected to anything? Lee B. Jung, do you know what the best movie on Charlie Manson is? Nope. I definitely wouldn't watch a Charles Manson thing. I think making movies about those type of people is like celebrating them. Dr. Zashi Zaka, yo-ho. Good evening. John Sandman was great in Spider-Man 3. He was. And he was awesome in Spider-Man No Way Home. Dr. Zashi Zaka, what's up, Mick? How you doing, Dr. Zashi Zaka? The Flow. I can't believe we still have to wait for more than a year to see the Flash movie. Well, there you go. The question is, The Flow, why? Reno Jack, both Kill Bills are legendary, Mick. Also love Reservoir Dogs, yeah. And the underrated Jackie Brown. Yeah. You know what? I can't remember that one so well. So probably that's why it's underrated. Dr. Zashi Zaka, no connection needed. Every time, let's have independent movies. Good idea. But it's not a trend, I'm afraid. You have missed me, Dr. Zashi Zaka, ranking the MCU movies, so you may want to press rewatch later. Android 118XX. Tarantino hasn't made a bad movie, which is why I want him to make MOS 2 or do his own thing like Reeves is doing. He can do wonders with it. The guy's a genius. Yeah, listen, he's written a Star Trek script and they won't let him make it. It would be fucking amazing. I think anyone who allows Tarantino to do one of their comic book movies could have... It'll be controversial. People will have opinions, but he will talk the arses off and he won't let anyone bully him. I like him. Flo, Superman black suit or regular? Well, I don't mind the Superman black suit in the Snyder Cut. And clearly, this is going to be an issue in the Flash movie. What does he wear in the Flash movie? If he's in the Flash movie, it's continuing from the Snyder Cut. It has to be the black costume. What a mess. What a fucking mess. CS the director, did you ever see SWAT? That was awesome. Nope. The Flow, Superman black suit or regular red. Dr. Zashi Zaka. I see. Although I won't miss anything MCU, mate. Lol. John, will you have to do you will have to do a ranking of your favorite James Bond movies? Yes, that would be fun. I do have them all, by the way. We'll have to do that. Maybe the next live. Maybe tomorrow's live or in a pre-recorded. I will do that. Probably on a live. We'll do the Bond countdown, John. I think Live and Let Die is one of my favourites. I think that's a great Bond film. And you see, the Bond franchise is great before Daniel Craig, because the Bond franchise is just self-contained movies in one franchise. It shows you can actually do a successful franchise with self-contained movies, right? But everyone demands the connections now, thanks to Mr. Feig. Lee Bijun, do you rate Bruce Lee movies? I do. I remember Enter the Dragon, and that's it. Android 118XX, they was going to do more with Black Suit and have him a mullet, but due to studio interference, they couldn't do much. Yes, it's very, very sad. Again, the studio got it wrong. Dr. Zashi Zaka, Avatar 2 trailer to debut in front of Doctor Strange, apparently. Yep. Reno Jack, I don't care which suit Cavill wears as long as his upper lip is not made by a computer. Exactly. Dr. Zashi Zaka, even MCU knows the power of James Cameron. I don't care what they know. Right, guys, another 5 minutes and we'll call it a day. I'm going to have a pizza for dinner, I think. Well, let's put it this way, Dr. Zashi Zaka. We'll see if he's still got the power when that film is released. It's going to be interesting. And he's releasing at the same time as Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So I don't know. I don't know how they can even think they can compete, but we'll see. I mean, clearly, can it compete? I don't get it. Dr. Zashi Zaka, pizza sounds yum. Hopefully it's chicken pizza. It's not. I can't even remember what's on it, but it's in the freezer. I shall shove it in the oven. And I shall gobble it up very quickly. John, some of my favourite Bond movies are View to a Kill, Moonraker, Spy Who Loved Me, and GoldenEye. Yes. Moonraker and The Spy Who Loved Me, Roger Moore's, some of his best there. I think you've named his best ones there. And GoldenEye, of course, is great, yes. Reno Jack, what are your favourite toppings on the pizza? Definitely pepperoni. I won't say pineapple because I'll probably get lots of unsubscriptions. Yeah, as long as I've got pepperoni and some peppers and things like that, I'm happy. Dr. Zashitek, I don't think Shazam doesn't need to make $1 billion, just needs to make its presence felt. So Avatar won't be worried by it. Well, of course, Dr. Zashitek, Avatar wouldn't be worried by it. I don't even think that's a proper date for Shazam. That's the thing. I think they're just messing about with dates right now. That's what makes it worse. That can be the only kind of understandable reason it's even there. I think these could be placeholder dates. Android 118XX. This probably sounds crazy, but I want Tim Burton to direct the Batfleck solo movie with Ben and Tim working together. It'll be awesome. It would be different. Liz B. Young, what are some films that are coming out in the future you are excited for? The Flow, the Hat Man didn't make $1 billion. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 850, 900 is very good flow. Where are we? Yeah, I mean, that Android 118XX, Burton and Affleck working together sounds interesting, but I think they have different ideas about how Batman should be done. What are some of the films that are coming out in the future you're excited for? Well, I was looking forward to The Flash. I think Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be awesome. I think Black Adam I've been looking forward to for a long time. Sonic 2 looks awesome. Can't wait for that. And I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to Jurassic World, but I'm intrigued by it. Same by Avatar 2. So, yes, that's what I'm looking at. John, did you like Jaws in the Bond movies? Oh, I loved him. Jaws was awesome. His name's Jaws. He kills people. Reno Jack, pepperoni and pineapple together is the best combo. I don't care who disagrees, lol. Dr. Zashi, Zaka, Android 180XX, you know I have to agree with that. Yes, it would be very interesting, Burton and Affleck. I'm not sure if it would work, though. Dr. Zashi Zaka. But then again, Affleck has a very different vision than Tim Burton. That's the issue, isn't it? But I mean, you know, Burton would certainly make an interesting Batman film. And he's matured as a filmmaker, of course. Right, I'm giving you another couple of minutes. Getting cold now, hungry. So where are we? 20 votes for my poll. Will the Flash movie set up Justice League? Yes, 60. No, 40. So no one's winning. That's interesting. Android 108 XX. Off topic, are you a Mr. Bean fan, lol? I admire Ryan Atkinson for what he did. My dad loved Mr. Bean. Yeah. Dr. Zashi Zaka. Okay, Mick. Have your pizza. We'll see you in the next chat. Thank you, Dr. Zashi Zaka. I've got to cook it first. Siesta Director, thanks again for this stream. As usual, it's entertaining. Same time tomorrow for sure. I don't want to miss it. You won't miss it. Could be 5 o'clock, could be 6 o'clock, could be 7 o'clock. I'll try and inform you more tomorrow. If you hit the notification bell, you won't miss a thing. Android 118 XX, you should share some to your live chat. Share what? Reno Jack, as much as DCU is fun to discuss, I enjoy that we can chat here on other types of movies as well. That's cool. Yes, we can talk about any movies or TV shows. This is Movies TV Mag, so we can talk about anything in entertainment. Right, this has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have subscribed, please make sure you are still subscribed. So thank you very much, everyone. Until we see each other again, goodbye. Au revoir. Alfie, the same. Thank you very much. Great stuff.